Greetings, my name is Martin. I'm a big Legion remix enjoyer, so I won't have any issues with buying every single item available in remix, but maybe that's not you. Maybe you didn't really have the time or just don't enjoy the mode as much as I do, so you wonder, what are the 10 must-have tier sets I have to have from the Legion expansion that I can get for a total of only 300,000 bronze? Well, this is the Eye of Kilrock. Let's look into that. Now, first of all, if you're only in it for the transmog, even though all the tier set transmog is in the game as of today, I'd definitely wait until December 9th before starting the grind. This will be when the final phase starts, which will probably boost pretty much everything going on. Leveling, speed, player power, and most notably, bronze gain. So if you want to get the most bronze for your playtime, don't enter Remix before December 9th. And be assured that you'll still have plenty of time to even get all the rewards offered if you set your mind to it. Now let's get started with tier 19 from the Emerald Nightmare and Nighthold raids. The first set you can't miss out on, in my opinion, is the Death Knight set. It's really just a reimagined Lich King set from the crown, the ram shoulders and belt, as well as the skull kneecaps, especially if you're a Frosty K and maybe look into mixing some of these pieces up with other transmog, the Dreadworm plate is a must-have. You know what's also a must-have? A subscription to the Eye of Kilrock YouTube channel. It doesn't even cost bronze. It's completely free, and I hear if you also click the little bell next to the subscription button, you'll even be notified more or less twice a week when I upload an exciting new WoW themed video. Next up, we have a rare occasion on our list, a good hunter set. I know! This was the Sylvanas cosplay before there was a Sylvanas cosplay, but the different and very thoughtful colorways make this a super versatile set for almost all races without feeling stupid. And that as a hunter. Absolute must-have. Next up, we've got the Sigma Priest. Just escaped from the Warhammer universe, this is most likely the most badass priest set in the game to this day. And I hear you, maybe this isn't your style. Maybe you don't really get the vibe, and that's okay. You're obviously wrong, but we all are sometimes. Don't worry about it and get the set anyway. Absolute 100% must have. And last but not least, for tier 19, we've got the Demon Hunter set. Hear me out. It isn't the best DH set we've ever seen, I fully agree, but it is the very first Demon Hunter set in the game. This is where it all started, and that deserves a mention. Overall, it's a cool set, got some fun effects on it, it's definitely nice to have. Moving on to tier 20, the Tomb of Sargeras. Now, tier 20 is a little bit special, because all of the classes that already existed back in the Burning Crusade, these sets are remakes of the old tier 6 sets. And as always with remakes, some do it better than others. Let's check them out. First one is not a remake at all. It's the Demon Hunter again. In my opinion, this is the best Demon Hunter set of the expansion. It is not the first, but the nicest. Especially in its mythic version. Look at those horns. They're so cool. They also kind of remind me of something. Oh yeah, a thumbs up. Like the like you could give this video because you think it is super entertaining and helpful. Maybe. Second one will be the Rogue. This just catches all the cool little details of the original T6, but amplifies them by 1000%. The Rogue T6 is definitely a classic, but the T20 is a banger. Don't miss out on this one. Next up, the Warrior. Now listen, in my opinion, Warrior T6 with the fitting Bulwark of Azimuth is simply the Warrior set, period. The regular remake is so neat, but the mythic version is just the cherry on top. Replacing the face spikes with glowing face holes was a genius design move, and putting that strap across the shoulders makes them look even more badass then they already were giga must-have. Now on top of that, I have a couple of honorable mentions because in my opinion the T6 sets are just all-time classics, and some of those remakes are not as crazy as the Warrior, but they're just nice or higher resolution updates of the originals. These sets will be the Hunter, the Mage, the Paladin, as well as the Shaman. If you got some bronze to spare, I think these are absolutely worth it as well. Moving on to tier 21, and before we get to the actual sets, please be aware that you cannot just walk into the Argus raid in retail. If you haven't played back in Legion, getting into Argus still means farming reputation, doing a quest line, which will not be account-wide. So even if you do this, you then have one character on which you will be able to farm the raid. So if you're low on bronze and want to make the most of it, start with the tier 21 sets because they're an absolute pain to farm out in retail if you haven't played Legion, or even if you have with only one character. Tier 19 and 20 you can just walk into with 17 alts, no problem, get your sets. For Argus, that is not the case. What's your state of Argus prequest? Have you played back in the day? Leave a comment and let me know. I actually did Chromie time in Legion on my Demon Hunter when I started playing again in Dragonflight, as it kind of made sense to me. And then I got together all the reputations with time walking, and then I did the prequest on my Demon Hunter, and then I found out that I'll still not get into the Argus raid on my Warlock to get the Fire Dog pet. So now I'll have to see if I can get that done in Remix somehow, or if I'll just pay someone to port me in there or whatever. But as we're already on the matter, starting out tier 21 with one of my personal favorite sets of all time, Warlock. Looking at the non-mythic version, this set is one of the most understated Warlock sets in the game, which already makes it a fun pick. But then we have the mythic version. And what is even going on with that mask and those wild shoulders? I love everything about it, especially the fact that the Legion remix now finally was an easy way for me to get this set without having to farm it out in retail. Next up, Monk. Now, a lot of Monk sets are kind of the same. This one's a little bit different, so I think it's a good option to get. Fun hat, couple of balls, cool colorways, worth a purchase. And last but not least, Priest. Haha! Now, honestly, I feel like most of these colorways are a bit wacky. Only the mythic version really does it for me, and that's a little bit of a holy discipline exclusive kind of color. However, no matter how wacky the other colors are, I think some of them work fairly well in shadow form. And I think the wings aren't super angel-y or something, so those can also work as some sort of void bird wings, which is why this set made it on my list. And now for everyone who's good at doing the math and all that, yep, that were 10 sets already. But wait, there's one more set I want to talk about and some more little infos I'd like to drop before I end the video. In tier 21 we also have this Shaman set, and especially the mythic version is in my opinion an absolute must-have for every troll player, especially Zandalari, which is funny because they weren't even in the game back then. So this set is obviously useless, or at least mega goofy for any Draenei or Dark Iron Dwarf, but if you play a Troll Shaman, get this set. It is amazing. Plus, and that's the first little extra info I want to give you, keep in mind that the sets from Legion Remix are not class bound, but bound by armor type. So you can also put this set or parts of it not only on your Troll Shaman, but also on your Troll Hunter or even your Troll Evoker. Okay, maybe not your Troll Evoker, at least not now and probably never, but the Hunter thing is definitely an option. And this armor type situation is also a great opportunity for a couple of other sets, like if you want to Warlock up your Mage a little bit, the option is there. Also getting some Warlock pieces on your Shadow Priest may be a cool option sometimes. Just look at the tier 19 for example. That's really more a Shadow Priest set than a Warlock set to begin with. The Warrior tier 20 can definitely lend a couple of pieces to an Unholy DK. And while I don't like the Warrior Tier 21 set as a warrior set all that much, this gives me some super epic Space Marine Paladin vibes. Now, because this video is mostly for people who haven't spent a whole lot of time in Remix and don't plan on doing so, don't forget the two guys back here. They're easily overlooked. One of them sells, I don't even know which sets those are. The other one sells a couple of cloaks that I think are supposed to go with the Order Hall sets. Now, I personally didn't find any of it super appetizing, but I wouldn't want you to miss out on anything just because it's hidden behind a tent. Also, and that's probably the most important tip for your spending in Remix, which is why I put it at the very end of my video for all of the lovely people who watched it all the way through, there are actually a bunch of Legion Remix exclusive items that you are not able to farm out in retail right now or at all ever. Those items come with a little Legion Remix badge in their description, so whenever you see this on an item, you may want to prefer it over anything else that you can also farm in retail. No matter what a pain it may be to farm it in retail, at least you can get it there. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Consider subscribing, liking the video if you enjoyed it or found it helpful. This was the Eye of Kilrock. See you next time.